Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nityananda Avadhuta, Vasudha Prana Vallabha, Janav Jeevita Bari, Krishna Prema Padma, Padmavati Shivasena, Sachiranandana Purva, Bhava Rakta Gaura Kalagura, Namo Namo Nirudhaya, Visheshamriyamane, Namo Varamsaya, Purnaya Vrutapane, Swargapargadvaraya, Nityam Sri Sadeva, Namo Hiranyaviraya, Sadhurmaya Santave. Hare Krishna. So, sorry, there was a change in plan, as you might have seen the email.
Nobody is there.
So we'll keep it a little bit time, we can keep and then cut.
I'll keep it here so that you are not disturbed.
So Sri Vandan Prabhu is not well, so we talked in the afternoon sometime, and he said it will be too much for him for 2 hours because he is not well to give the class. So that's the reason this change in plan happened. So we decided that we'll continue with our Bhagavad Gita class. So I hope everybody is okay with that. Yeah? Okay, so we'll start now. If everybody remembers, we started few weeks back chapter 5. The chapter 5, and we completed 6 verses till last week. We'll start with verse number 7. So chapter 5, who can tell name of the chapter is? Karma Yoga again? Action in Krishna consciousness. Correct. So if you remember what we have covered, right? It started with question from Arjuna. If you see the first verse, right? First verse, Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" Because if you remember, chapter 4, which is transcendental knowledge, we had middle section of chapter 4 where Krishna mentions that renunciation is good, or glories of renunciation he explains, and he ends the chapter 4 asking Arjuna, wake up, take your Gandiva and fight. Now Arjuna gets confused because he is thinking renunciation is best. Now why Krishna is asking me to fight, which is acting, right? Which is action. So now he is asking, you tell me definitely which is better. Okay? Now the second verse is telling, so Sri Krishna is telling, the personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. So the aim of both are same, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So Krishna is saying, Bhagavan is saying that you should act in devotion. Then verse 3, we are seeing it is more about the importance of the worker. Worker means who is working in devotional service. Right? And then we did number 4. Number 4, if you remember, I think last week we did 4, 5 and 6.
Yes.
So number 4 is telling about, yes, the comparison between Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, the activity, yeah, devotional service. It is telling, and then number 5 and number 6, which we covered in detail, telling about you are finding the root, and now once you found the root, what should you do? You should water the root. Right? So that is what we stopped at. Okay? So we'll start with number 7. I just want to keep going. Please repeat after me. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Vijitatma Jitendriya.
Vijitatma Jitendriya.
Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma.
Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma.
Kurvan apina lipyate.
Kurvannapi na lipyate.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. One who works in devotion,
One who works in devotion,
who is a pure soul,
who is a pure soul,
and who controls his mind
and controls his mind
and senses,
is
dear to everyone,
dear to everyone,
and everyone is dear to him.
and everyone is dear to him.
Thou,
Always
always working, such a man is never entangled.
such a man is never entangled.
So the purport is very good. So we should go through the purport. So anybody wants to read? Yes, Prabhu.
One who is on the path of liberation by Krishna consciousness is very dear to every living being, and every living being is dear to him. This is due to his Krishna consciousness. Such a person cannot think of anything being as separated from Krishna, just as the leaves and the branches of the tree are not separated from the tree. He knows very well that by pouring water to the root of the tree, the water will be distributed to all the leaves and the branches. Or by supplying food to the stomach, the energy is automatically distributed throughout the body. Because one who works in Krishna consciousness is servant to all, he is very clear to everyone, dear to everyone. And because everyone is satisfied by his work, he is pure in consciousness. I think I missed the line. And because his mind is controlled, his senses are controlled. Because his mind is always fixed on Krishna, there is no chance of being deviated from Krishna. Nor is there a chance that he will engage his senses in matters other than the service of Lord. He does not like to hear anything except topic related to Krishna. He does not like to eat anything which is not offered to Krishna, and he does not wish to go anywhere if Krishna is not involved. Therefore, his senses are controlled. A man of controlled senses cannot be offensive to anyone. One may ask, why then was Arjuna offensive in battle to others? Wasn't he in Krishna consciousness? Arjuna was only superficially offensive because, as had already been explained in the second chapter, all the assembled persons on the battlefield would continue to live individually, as the soul cannot be slain. So spiritually, no one was killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Only their dresses were changed by the order of Krishna, one who was personally present there. Therefore Arjuna, while fighting the battle of Kurukshetra, was not really fighting at all. He was simply carrying out the orders of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. Such a person is never entangled in the reaction of work.
Yes, such a person is never entangled in the reactions of work. So a lot of things, Prabhupada, that's covered in this. So let's go a little bit back. If you remember, when we were comparing about Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, we talked about sannyasis in Jnana Yoga or Mayavadi sannyasis who are not who are just taking the knowledge and renouncing, right? So, but we understood the better is you continue to work. So why we have to continue to work? Anybody? So if we do renunciation, right, which is without purification, which will be dry renunciation, so we will come back again to do those activities for our sake. So what we need to do? We need to continue our activity as a devotional service so that it will purify our senses. Okay. Now, if you see in this verse, it is given what is required for that particular person, that sannyasi who is purifying himself. Okay. So after purification, if you see here, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma. So what are the things required? Vishuddhatma. Then Vijitatma Jitendriya. So Vijitatma is the other one. And then third is Jitendriya. Right? So let's see one by one. What is Vishuddhatma? Okay. So if you see, Vishuddhatma is purified soul. So what is purifying? What we should purify?
The consciousness?
The intelligence. Right? We should purify our intelligence so that we can take the right decision towards Krishna. Right? So that is one aspect of this person who is actually in the path of devotional service, who is a sannyasi in devotional service. The second one is Vijitatma. So what is Vijitatma?
Self-control.
If you see self-control, so what we are controlling?
Our senses.
Mind. Because most fickle is what? Mind. Who is most controlling in our whole existence is mind. Mind is telling us do this. Mind is telling us do that. Mind is telling okay accept this. Mind is telling us no, don't accept this. Even if we don't understand, mind is doing that. So what we need to do? Mind, Vijitatma, is controlling the mind, which is self-control. Right? And then what is the third thing? Very straightforward. What is Jitendriya?
Controlling the senses.
Correct. Yes, so we are actually controlling or conquering the senses. Right? So all these things together will make that person. So how we can do that? How we can do that? Prabhupada has mentioned. We just read in the purport. How we can do that?
Involving Krishna everywhere, eating Krishna Prasadam. Do not go anywhere where Krishna is not involved.
So what it is given here is his mind is completely controlled, and because his mind is controlled, his senses are also controlled. Because his mind is always fixed on Krishna, there is no chance of his being deviated from Krishna. Nor is there a chance he will engage his senses in matters other than the service of the Lord. He does not like to hear anything except topics relating to Krishna. He does not like to eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. He does not wish to go anywhere if Krishna is not involved. And therefore his senses are controlled. Right? So we need to try hard to do everything, whatever we are taking, small or big decisions in our life towards Krishna. Yeah? Then our mind will be controlled because we will be always seeing towards Krishna. Once mind are controlled, then our senses will be conquered. Once senses are conquered, then whatever we do, we will do for ourselves. We will do for Krishna. Right?
It's mentioned before that mind is controlled, mind is consciousness is purified. Before that, the line says, serving the devotees, because one who works in Krishna consciousness is a servant to all, he is very dear to everyone.
Correct.
Because everyone is satisfied by his work, his consciousness is purified.
Purified. That is correct.
So that is, in this paragraph, can we understand that we have to satisfy the devotees for sure?
That is correct. See, the process of purification is what? The process of purification is process of purifying our consciousness, our existence. How we will purify the existence? We take Krishna and put it in our heart. Right? One way to look at that. How Krishna will enter in our heart? If we purify our existence by serving the devotees. Right? Few weeks back we saw this, that how exactly knowledge is realized in our heart. If you remember, I gave that information that once you serve with their mercy, then Krishna will start revealing that knowledge. With the mercy of pure devotee, Krishna will start revealing the knowledge. So that is important. Very good point. What you have mentioned is serving will purify us. Yes. And then, yeah.
How can a person be dear to everyone?
Yes, that is the next point I wanted to. That is the next point I wanted to talk about this, because what happens once we have these three things? What will happen? That person will be dear to everybody. Very difficult, right, to understand. Why that person will be dear to everybody? Because if you see these three characteristics, if that person has, who will have these three characteristics? The devotee of the Lord, who has Krishna as everything in his life. If he has Krishna as everything in life, what he will do? Each and every individual as well as each and every living entity, he will see in relation to Krishna. Right? So Prabhupada has explained that. That is correct. There are, but that person is friend to everybody. That person is friend to everybody because he is seeing Krishna everywhere. So very good example we have in Srimad Bhagavatam, like Prahlad Maharaj. Right? Tomorrow is Narsimha Chaturdashi, appearance of Lord Narsimha. Tomorrow. You're not still using the calendar? Looks like.
Yeah, very.
Good. Tomorrow also you should pass this.
Because you know now.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So last time also we talked on other festival like this. So I mentioned you take the Vaishnava calendar. You have it or no?
I have.
So you start using it. Yeah, variant day. So that's okay. You should do tomorrow also. Good. Variant day is depending on our location. Like sometimes the dates go one day before or one day after. So for New York, New Jersey, it is tomorrow. So if you see in the Vaishnava calendar, then it will show today as Narsimha Chaturdashi, and then it will say variant day for New York, New Jersey. Okay. Now the example of Prahlad Maharaj is given. So Prahlad Maharaj, if you see that he was actually trying to, when you see how his father was treating him, right? You imagine that the same person where you want a shelter, right? That same person wants to kill you. So the situation is so bad, so hopeless. In that situation also, Prahlad Maharaj was actually, he never thought bad about his father. Right? He was friends to everybody. Even his father, the same father who is trying to kill him, when Narsimha Bhagavan asked him, you asked me something, he asked that you should forgive my father. So Narsimha Bhagavan said, what about your father? You are coming and before and after generations, it will be free from all the sins. Yeah, they will be delivered. So, Prahlad Maharaj was not dear to his father. Yes. I think you are. Yeah, I know. I think you are stuck on one part of it, which is okay because in translation it is given like that. It is translation. It is given. Yes, that is what I am saying. That aspect we should see. No, both are written actually. Both are written, but in the purport it is said that the devotee is dear to everybody. In the translation, both are written.
So, Prahlad Maharaj was devotee. That was my question, that how can one person be dear to everybody? Prahlad Maharaj was not that dear to
Yeah, it is other way around we should see. For devotee, everybody is dear. That is what I am saying. We should concentrate on that.
For devotee,
yes, everybody is dear.
Devotee can or cannot be dear.
See, it depends on, there are two types of personalities, right? Sura and Asura. Right? Sura is who are connected or who basically worship to the Lord. Asura who are against the worship. So we are talking about Sura here. Okay? Then there is another very good example. Yeah, another very good example is Yudhishthir Maharaj. If you see Yudhishthir Maharaj was called as Ajata Shatru. That means he doesn't had any enemies. He didn't feel that any enemy. Even Duryodhan, he was not, Yudhishthira Maharaj was not thinking against Duryodhan. Okay. Yudhishthira Maharaj, when they were in, the exile, that time all Pandavas used to, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is given, that Pandavas used to actually blame him continuously. Like Draupadi used to blame him, what you are sitting and listening, you want to be a sadhu, you are a Kshatriya, you are just whole day listening the Harikatha. Because of you we have this situation, because of you I had all this situation, all these difficulties. They used to continuously blame, and then he used to tell, no, we cannot act in haste, we have to act as per Dharma, and Dharma says that we shouldn't do anything. There Arjuna continuously practicing his archery, and he is in his passion he wants to immediately start the war, but then he is blaming to Yudhishthira, because of you we have to just sit idle and do nothing, and this happened because of you only to us. What is happening is because of you. Every day they used to tell to him. Bhima in his passion, in his anger, he used to break some stones and throw some trees, and they used to blame Yudhishthira Maharaj for everything. That what is happening to us is because of you. And within anger they used to blame him. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj every day with patience used to preach them, tell them what is right, what is not right. So because he was seeing everybody as a friend, he had this all, Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma and Chitendriya. Everything was there.
It doesn't come naturally, because it's very difficult for a normal human being to do what is written here. So does it come naturally, like some people have that already in them?
No, it is not coming at. That's the reason we have to do that, practice, and this is what is given in the next few verses. That what exactly is that? How we should do this.
For an example, like Yudhishthira Maharaj,
He is also human being like us.
Yeah, but did he practice things and then he became like that, or he already, like from the beginning he was like that?
Yeah, there are some things which are coming from your past karma, but somewhere you have to start, and from there you will take it forward. Even there are, if you see, Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't just went in a jungle and sat at one place. Afterwards he became a king of the whole world, right? Because Krishna wanted him to be king, and in that also he controlled, and he was Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma and Chitendriya. So we should also learn how we can do that. In the purport it is given how we can do that. Right? So always take each and every decision related to Krishna. We have to think, this decision is taking me towards Krishna or taking me away from Krishna. Okay? We shouldn't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. We shouldn't go to places which is not related to Krishna. Okay? All those things are given. So if we practice those things, then yes, we will be towards the right direction. The whole chapter is about this. Right? And this section, especially the section starting from verse 7 to 12, is talking about Nishkam Karma Yoga. It tells you more about Nishkam Karma Yoga. Yeah? Yeah, somebody has to start. Okay, start, bro.
So this Nishkam Karma Yoga, like what Yudhishthira Maharaj followed, but that led to suffering, right? For the immediate
Yes, that is correct. But what we need to
see that?
Yes, what we need to understand first.
Obstacles and devotional services
But then, like, was Yudhishthira Maharaj coming closer to Krishna, or
Right.
rest
So
other was
first what we should understand. I understood your question. First, what we should understand. Anything comes in our life. First, what we should do, first we should take responsibility of that. That this is happening because of my karma. Because I did something in the past. Mostly we talked about something not palatable or not good happening in our life. Right? If there is lot of happiness, we don't really think about these things. Right? But if there is hardship coming, first thing what we should do, that first we should understand this is happening because of our own karma, our own action. This is a reaction to it. Right? First thing we should. Then the second thing, we should pray to Krishna that please give me strength so that I can act in this situation as per dharma. Whatever my dharma is. Yeah? And we should act, take a decision according to that. And most important part is coming, that we should ask, if we cannot see Krishna in that, Krishna, I understand that this is coming in my life because you want me to learn and come closer to you. Yeah? Please let me understand what is that which will bring me closer to you.
Learning means like you go through that situation, you
Correct.
handle that.
That is learning. Each and every step in life we are learning.
But as you said that, generally the general human tendency is that, instead us considering that it is happening because of our karma, we usually blame others.
Yeah, that is the reason I said the first step is that there itself, if we blame others, we will not learn anything. Say for example, if we are learning cycle, right? Cycle we are learning. I remember when we were teaching one of my cousin, right? And then one place he always used to fall down. One place he always used to fall down. Then his mother was blaming. Looks like and it was in village, so look like there is something wrong with that place. So he is falling. So I need to do something there. I said no, it is just a turn. In the turn, if you are learning, you will fall down, right? So if you blame somebody, you will never learn that. If you learn cycle, that time in the turn, most of the time we fall down while you are initially learning. So yeah, that also is there. That when you turn, you are not balanced and then you fall down. So if that person, my cousin, if he blames to that place or something else, following his mother or somebody, he will never learn. He wouldn't have learned. Same thing. We may not think that this activity, this hardship coming in with my life for learning, we may not think, but in reality it is. See what options we have. Just think a different perspective. What options we have? Yes, correct. So anyway, you have to go through that hardship, right? So why not we take that as an opportunity? I hope clear.
But if one doesn't want to take, then what is the harm?
You will not learn, right? If you don't learn, then you will not move towards Krishna. If you don't move towards Krishna, see this whole is a cycle, right? What will happen? We will not go, the soul will not go out of material world until the soul realize everything, right? So again and again and again and again we will come. 8,400,000 species, again and again and again and again we will come. So the beauty is, the earlier you learn this, faster you will move. Anyway we have to learn, right? Like it is a closed room, somebody's closed room is there. Only way you can go out with opening that door. So what is good? Trying to open that door, try hard to open that door, or just go in each and every corner to find out is there any other way to find opening. Okay? And we are fortunate. There is no corner. That is what I am saying. There is no. And that is the next point I wanted to say. We are fortunate that we got in contact with Srila Prabhupada and who is giving us the way. There are many ways to go, but he is giving very practical way, as well as he is giving mercy, saying, you come in this ship, I will take you. So we have to just be in that ship. That's it.
Sometimes, probably with our own intelligence, that sometimes we are very clear that this my suffering is due to so and so person. So still we should think that way. What you explain.
That is correct. Yes.
So sometimes we have no doubt that so still we should keep that approach.
So the first thing is that person is, we should think that person as an instrument, that person as a tool, right? For example, if surgeon is there, right, he is cutting, right, with a tool. Now the patient should blame the tool, saying this, knife is miserable. This is the cause of my misery. What that knife is doing? That knife is doing something which will help you in future, which will help the patient in future, right? So sometimes, yes, that is very good, point you have made. Sometimes it is very clear for us that this person or this situation is, source of my misery. But still we should try to, think that this is Krishna's arrangement. Krishna wants you to learn something.
In all those kind of situations where they how to control the anger. Otherwise, these kind of situations bring us into, provoking situations, shame, and we get into the anger.
Correct. So that is the reason I said the first thing what we should do is understand any situation, what I told, right? 3 things we have to do. First thing we have to understand, this is happening because of me, nobody else. First thing. Second thing, what I said second thing, important, we don't realize that.
Like blame Krishna.
No, that wasn't second. You act as per your dharma. So your dharma will not tell you that you, with anger, you reply back. Right? Say if your relative or mother-in-law is there, she says something, but your dharma says that no, you shouldn't react back like that.
One point even in the Bible it is that we should pray for enemies.
Yeah, very good point. Mataji is saying, Bible says we should pray for your enemies also. And
What should we pray on?
Compassionate to be
all
always.
What should we pray?
Sometimes we say something, against the wrong thing, we react against something happening wrong and we react. And the opposite person, he thinks, yes, what I'm doing, she's right, I should not react like that. Sometimes we also do something wrong and Prabhu says, hey, what are you doing? You should not act like that. Then we immediately realize, yes, Prabhu is right, I should not do. So, and in that case, that is for, to correct the other person. If we don't say anything, we keep on just tolerating everything, then the dharma will grow more, don't you think?
yeah, it's true, but I didn't say to keep quiet, right? We should do our dharma. That is what I said. We should do our
For
dharma.
example, our relative or for example, somebody saying wrong, if we react, then we may think that yes, I should not talk like this. Then, and in other cases, if you are quiet, you are not responding, and the other person is getting, more chances to, and she is not saying anything. Okay, let me.
Right. So these are very specific. Yeah, these are very specific things. So those we can discuss maybe afterwards. Which there are there are general
How should
instructions.
we react and act better substantially?
There are that is one thing. There are general instructions, right? Those we need to follow. But there are specific, issues or cases that you can discuss with senior devotees, and you can get guidance on that. Yes. Okay. So we will. So if we are okay, then we'll go to the next one. Yeah. Very interesting verse this is. Please repeat after me. Naiva kinchin karometi.
Naiva kinchin karometi.
Yukto manyate tattvavid.
Yukto manyata tattvavid.
Pashyan shurman sparshan jigrahan.
Pashyan shurman sparshan jigrahan.
Ashnam gaccham swapnam shvasana.
Ashnam gaccham swapnam shvasana.
Pralapam visarjan grahanan.
Pralapam visarjan grahanan.
Unmishan nimishan api.
Unmishan nimishan api.
Indriyanindriyartheshu.
Indriyanindriyartheshu.
Vartanta iti dharyayan.
Vartanta iti dharyayan.
A person in the divine consciousness,
Although
engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening, or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects, and that he is aloof from them. So this is actually what the solution, what you were asking, right? How we can do. If we understand this, then we will know. So we'll go in detail. So maybe Aruna Prabhu, you want to read now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Perfect.
The person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence, and consequently he has nothing to do with any word which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes: the doer, the word, the situation, the endeavor, and fortune. This is because he is engaged in the loving transcendental service of Krishna. Although he appears to be acting with his body and senses, he is always conscious of his actual position, which is spiritual engagement. In material consciousness, the senses are engaged in sense gratification, but in Krishna consciousness, the senses are engaged in the satisfaction of Krishna's senses. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is always free, even though he appears to be engaged in affairs of the senses. Activities such as seeing and hearing are actions of the senses meant for receiving knowledge, whereas moving, speaking, evacuating, etc. are actions of the senses meant for work. The Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of the senses. He cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord, because he knows that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord.
So very interesting verse, as I mentioned. Right? Here all the actions, and our sense objects related information is given. So if you say in the purport, Prabhupada is saying from bottom, the 2 lines maybe, Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of the senses. So why the Krishna conscious person is never affected by action of the senses? Why you think?
His senses are not involved for his own sense gratification. They are involved in serving Krishna. And
Okay.
he's not.
But
looking
why
for-
they are involved in serving Krishna?
Because the person is engaged and knows his position that he is a servant to Krishna, and whatever activities he has to do is to do with devotion and love to Krishna, not for his
So
own.
how he will know that he is a servant of Krishna?
By knowledge.
So realization, right? He realizes that he is not a body, he is a spirit soul. So what happens once you realize that you are not body, you are a spirit soul? What you will do?
Serve Krishna.
serve Krishna. So whatever is related to material, right? You are not, you don't want to get connected to it, right? What is material? Matter. Very nice. So matter, whatever is created through matter is material. Otherwise it will call as spiritual, right? Noisy. You can, sorry bro, if you can tell them. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we should have somebody elder there, maybe, so that we can control. No, somebody can tell them.
Somebody elder.
Yeah.
Somebody elder.
So let's go back, because this is very important, and this will actually, whatever I am going to discuss now will give you answer last time what you mentioned, what are the 24 elements, that we will be going in detail now.
I have a question for you. When we are talking about that a person doesn't get in touch with matter, I mean, we have heard in the previous lectures and chapters that it's the matter of the consciousness involved. You know, any activity is not a material activity or a transcendental activity. It's only the consciousness behind it. Like, you know, the apple example, simply apple is a matter, but if we offer to Krishna, it's no more a matter, it's spiritual.
Right.
So, I mean, contact with matter would always be there, but then the consciousness would be different. Right? How can a person be aloof to matter?
Yes, that is what, if you can hold down that thought and we go through, then you will understand how that will happen. Your right point you have mentioned here, that how it can be aloof, right? That is the main question.
Yeah, because I mean, the consciousness would be different, but matter would be still there.
Yes,
it
how
would be
it
utilized as a spiritual.
Yes, how it can be aloof. So let's go through this, right? So let's go back what we were talking about, matter, right? It will, so matter is made of what? So yes, matter is made, actually whole material world is made of 24 elements, right? Whole 24 elements, and whole material world is actually reaction, action of these 24 elements. How it comes up, how it, brings up, how it dwindles, how it disintegrates, how it ends, everything related to those 24 elements is actually material world, right? So we'll go in detail, not that much, but whatever we can understand related to this. So there are 24 elements, I said, right? First is 5 gross elements, Pancha Mahabhuta. What are those? Yeah, so it starts with most grosser, or which is earth, water, fire, air and ether. Pancha Mahabhuta, right, which is gross material. Then there are 3 subtle. What are those 3 subtle elements? Mind, intelligence and false ego. So what is mind? What is mind? We have to go a little deeper. That is the whole purpose of understanding Bhagavad Gita.
The controller of the senses.
Not exactly controller. Mind, actually what it does, it is like our memory. Like you have memory kit, right? The chip, memory chip. Yeah? Yeah, it can be lookup table. So it is having all the impressions of all the experiences what we are having, and it is making it is making a situation in the mind, saying, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is better, this is not better, always. And it is very fickle also, right? Always it is accepting, rejecting, accepting, rejecting. Some things it is accepting, after 2 hours it says, no, it is very bad. But what it is doing, it is having all the impressions and saving those impressions. So many lifetimes we have, all those impressions are there in our mind. Okay? The intelligence will tell us what is good, what is not good, what is better, what is, it allows you, it gives you power to differentiate. And what is false ego?
Holding on different identities.
false ego?
Body, thinking that we are the body.
Correct. That is the false ego. False ego is that we think that we are the body. In the illusion, we are in the illusion and we think we are the body. That is the false ego. Ego is identity. So the misidentity is what we are thinking, body. Right? Then these are 8 elements. Then there are 5 Gyanendriyas, knowledge acquiring senses. What are those 5 senses? Eyes, ears, nose,
Skin.
tongue, tongue and skin. Right? So what we do with these indriyas? We actually take, this is data input. Data input. So we receive all the data through this. So we get that data and we basically try to analyze in the mind using intelligence. Right? So these are Jnanendriyas. So 8 plus 5, 13. Okay. Another 5 are Karmendriyas. Karmendriyas means the senses which you use for acting or activities. What are those? Hand, legs, then your voice. Voice also you use, and nowadays we use lot, right? So voice can do lot of things, right? Yeah. Then anus and genitals. These are the 5 Karmendriyas. Okay. So we are where now? 5, 18, right? So the next 5s are very important, right? Very important to understand as a concept. These are called sense objects. So what exactly is that? Let's think about it, right? Eyes, right? If you have the Jnanendriyas you can use to sense gratify also, right? For your sense gratification to enjoy yourself, right? So what it enjoys? What it enjoys?
Whatever it likes.
Whatever you see the object.
Yeah, so you like the form, right? Something beautiful, something good you like to see, which is a form. Yes? And so that one is form. What is the second one then? Ear. So what do you want to do? Sound. You like to have melody, you like to have music, nice music, then you think, oh, this is nice music. You think, no, this is not nice music, this is good music, this is bad music. Right? Sound. Okay, then smell. With your nose, the smell, same thing, good smell, bad smell. Yeah? Then taste. With your tongue, you want to taste. Yeah, sweet, bitter. Yeah, all the taste. And then next is touch. You want to touch smooth, which is giving you, smoothness. So
these are reactions based on
no, these are sense objects. That is the reason I am saying this is little. We need to understand this concept, because always we get confused in this. So you have senses and you have objects which senses are always trying to use to satisfy itself. Right? Eyes are always looking for the best things, best form. Tongue is always looking for taste, nice taste, palatable things. Right?
Is it possible that higher demigods have more senses?
Powerful senses, not more. Yes, powerful senses. So they want to taste, they want to touch lot more than what a human being can do. But each and every living entity is doing what? Exactly same. What it is doing? Continuously, senses are trying to deal with sense objects, always trying to interact with sense objects continuously. This is what the whole material world is. Continuously. Each and everything what we are seeing around is related to that only. Sense with sense objects. Sense with sense objects. Right? So what happens? Now, sense and sense objects are continuously working, and then what happens? It gets tired, senses get tired, and what do we do? After senses get tired, we sleep. So what is the first state we were having? Where senses are continuously working. That is a state of awakeness. Right? Then senses become very tired doing this. We worked all day and then we become tired, and then what do you want to do? You want to sleep. Right? But mind is not yet in sleep. Right? So you are in sleep, but mind is active. What is that situation? State? Dream. Swapna. State of, so you have awake state, then dream state, where your gross senses are taking rest, but your subtle sense is still trying to enjoy the sense object. Right? And it is sometimes it is so strong that in the sleep people are walking. In the sleep people are screaming or talking or whatever they can do. So strong. Right? And then mind also gets maybe sometime get tired, and mind also sleeps. So that is deep sleep. So if you see, many times we have experienced whole night you sleep, but the next day morning you wake up, you are still feeling very tired. Other way, very tired. Why? Because your mind is continuously seeing dreams. Did not rest. But sometimes you see, you sleep little bit, but you feel very fresh because your mind, everything is down, closed. So this is key for our getting up early in the morning also. That deep sleep, we have to try to achieve that deep sleep. If you achieve that deep sleep, even if we sleep 2 hours, 4 hours, we are satisfied. It is in our hand. What we do before that, what we do whole day, will impact our mind. Mind is not like that, right? Yes.
Probably between 10 and 12, you can get 6 hours of sleep. Practically that's
right. Our Guru Maharaj also mentioned that, before 10 you sleep, it goes 4 times than what you sleep. So if you sleep at 9 o'clock, 9 to 10, looks like it is like 4 hours sleep.
9 to 10?
4 hours. It is the quality of sleep. So before 10, what you sleep, it is multiplied by 4.
But after 7.
Yeah.
After 7.
So Sandhya, it can be 7 or it can be 6, like in the villages it will be. Yeah. So then after 10, of 10 to 12 is double. 2 hours.
2 hours.
Double. Basically 1 hour you sleep is equivalent to 2 hours of sleep. And after 12 if you sleep, it is half. So if you sleep 12 to 4, that means you get only 2 hours of sleep. But if you sleep 10 to 4, so how many hours you got? 10 to 4? 6 hours, which is sufficient to have the body sleep.
No, that's 8 hours. 8 hours. 8 hours.
So you have to sleep little, one more. Yes.
10 to 4 is 8 hours.
Yes. Okay. Then.
ज़्यादा में नहीं है मतलब 3 बजे उठना है.
Yes. So this is the key when we tell, right? You sleep early. Why we should sleep early? Because of this. Okay. So yes. Yes. Mind when it is subtle, when it is shanta, then it will sleep. Right? Let's concentrate again. So going back to 24 elements, right? So now your mind also slept. Everything slept. How it will wake up? Yeah, but your everything is slept, right? Your gross senses, your hearing is sleep. Yeah, but what my question is, your gross senses are also completely resting. Your subtle senses are also senses. How the soul will wake up? How we will wake up?
Soul wakes up.
How we will wake up?
Soul never sleeps.
No, they are also. Yeah, they are.
Soul is awake.
Yes, that is correct. The Paramatma is there.
It is cycle, the body will automatically get
It will not. If somebody has to tell, right? Body is not. Then it will wake up after leaving the soul also.
go to shutdown state.
Yeah, you are shut down state. You are right. Somebody has to wake up. Boot it. So Paramatma actually with light, with hear, sound. Then Paramatma tells the soul. Soul then actually gives that energy and starts.
Soul cannot be soul.
It cannot. Soul doesn't. That is what I wanted to tell. Aloof.
It is also awake throughout the
Yeah, it is awake, undisturbed also. Not throughout the day, everywhere, every time. So let's go back again. I want to concentrate. 23 elements. We completed 23 elements. So there is one more, which is a little technical, but we'll go. It's called Pradhana. So what is Pradhana? Pradhana means all these elements in initial state. When the material world is creating, all this element is like a Mahatattva, just a complete body, one. And then from there, all these 23 elements gets created. So it is the base material, technically. So Pradhana is 24. Right?
Without using radar, there is no.
Yeah, this is initial, basic material. What is it? Before creation,
that is with sound it gets
Creation of sound material.
yeah.
that's with sound usually. I think we have to say that.
Yeah, it starts with, we will go sometime with a glance of, Mahavishnu, it starts. But 24 elements is this. Then there is a, yes.
Can we blame Paramatma if I'm getting up late?
Huh? What is it?
No.
I know.
He's saying if I am getting up late, that's Paramatma's fault because Paramatma is not waking him up. If he is not getting up early, then Paramatma is not waking him up.
You should be thankful that Paramatma woke up.
Yeah, because sometimes it happens, you always used to say it's about Tarana, somehow it's happening to that.
That happens. When you are more closer to Paramatma, then everything will come. Yeah. So,
Still, I think that point is not clear how we are aloof from this.
yes, I have not reached yet that point. Right? I have not reached that point because that is what I wanted to tell in that point. So, now these 24 elements, the important thing we need to understand is one more point, the 25th element, which is time. Time is actually the catalyst, right? It makes all the changes. It basically ends everything. Krishna says, right? Kalosmi, I am the time. It will end everything. It will disintegrate everything. And then the soul comes in picture. Then soul and then Paramatma, like Lord, God gives permission. Then whole material creation starts with this 24 elements. But if you think, now you know these 24 elements. Now you know time, you know the soul. But if you see, everything around us is related to these 24 elements. Everything is going through these 24 elements. Right? Let's understand. And very important, this. Let's take a simple example. Right? Let's see what is the time. I'll try to wrap up quick. Simple example, right? Eating. Right? Let's take a eating action and then we will understand this point, how soul is aloof. Right? So eating, what happens? That in something in our stomach, Jataragni is Agni in our stomach, which is called Jataragni. That, tells, yes, and I am hungry. So Agni came here, one of the 24 elements. Then it goes to the nerves and it tells to brain, now I am hungry. I want to eat something. Immediately mind comes, oh, last time I ate this, it was so satisfying. Let's have that. Right? Mind coming in. Then mind tells intelligence, I want this now. So go and get it. So then my intelligence thinks, okay, how I can get. It cannot get by sitting at one place. So it uses the karmendriyas, hand, leg, and it sees it is in kitchen, it is in the fridge, or somewhere it will go and get it. Then what it does? Only getting will not satisfy. In fact, in that false ego also comes. What false ego? Oh, it is 10 minutes, it's still not there. I am so hungry from last 10 minutes, they don't understand. So false ego also comes in picture. So Karmendriya comes and then what do we do? We hold, right? We use your hand. That also is so delicate. We take it very lightly. But imagine that you didn't hold it rightly. It will slip. Right? If we hold it tightly, then also the whole you have rasgulla. The rasgulla you hold it tightly. Then it goes. Right? Especially who is working in IT, artificial intelligence. Right? In this robot, right? Robot, they are for simple actions also they are struggling so much to do. Right? I had a friend who was doing PhD in some university in St. Louis. So I asked him a few years back. I asked him, "What is your thesis?" So he's saying, "I am designing a robot that he has to walk straight and stop if something comes in between." I said, "It's easy." He said, "No, I am very much." He's not walking straight. First thing, and then it is not understanding there is something in between, because if he is doing the thesis, he cannot just put a material which is like wood or iron. They can put anything. They want to see how sensitive. Yeah, paper or glass. So he will struggle with all those, right? So he's saying, "I am struggling, and if I complete, it is success. Otherwise, I will just put a theoretical presentation and I will go with it."
2050, they're planning to have a soccer World Cup.
Sir.
For just robots. So program all this impact like country.
So let's see. So going back to this, what I'm saying, that is important. We are thinking that it is. So all these are happening with material senses. Jnanendriyas, when they understood this, we have to hold like this. When I touch like this, when I see, how to do. Then it has to put in the mouth. Little bit change, it will go in your eyes. It will go in nose, right? It has to go in mouth. Mouth it goes immediately. Our teeth start chewing it. Right? Conscious decision, but then it goes in, and then there are unconscious things which are going in stomach. Automatically secretion happens, and then we will start to digest. Right? You understood this one?
Everybody understands this.
Decision to what to eat and what not to eat, that is meant as soul, right? Because of
No, it is not, right? That also I told her mind. The first point I said, mind realized, oh, last time I ate this much, I was satisfied. Now in this whole thing,
intelligence takes the decision, then it will be right. If you are sick and if your mind says to eat what you should not eat, then intelligence takes the role.
yeah, it depends on how purified the intelligence is, right? The intelligence is saying, okay, eat. We know junk food, still we eat, right?
But who's keeping all these things active, right? It is soul which is
Correct.
keeping.
So you are reaching to the point. That is what I'm saying. If you see whole thing, where is soul? Nowhere there is soul in all this. What is happening? All senses, sense objects, they are interacting with each other. Where is the soul in picture? Nowhere. So what soul does? Yes, that is one.
Gets frustrated.
The soul is giving the source, the life source to this action. But it is aloof from all these interactions. You got it? If soul is not there, nothing will act. Simple thing. It may not be exact example. Simple. If there is no gas in your car will not move forward. Right? But all those things are working with gas. Right? It's not a perfect analogy, but I'm saying the soul is just a force. If soul is not there, body is matter. Body cannot do anything.
But one question will be there, that suppose we are eating something, is it not soul which is enjoying that? Is it not soul?
That is next step. Yes, that is what I'm saying. So what is happening is the soul thinks that it is doing everything. That is the problem. The soul, under the clutches of Maya, thinks I am the doer. I am doing everything. In reality, soul is not doing anything. You saw, right? The whole thing we explained, right? Right? But what is the problem? The soul is in under illusion. I am the enjoyer. I am the doer. I am doing everything. If that enjoyment, that enjoyer false ego is removed, then we are aloof for everything.
The problem is if you don't eat, then soul gets disconnected. It's gonna
You will
say-
die,
I mean, it's gonna
basically.
say
The body will die.
you're not like.
But the
enjoying
whole
it.
concept is not that, right?
Yeah.
The whole chapter is you have to
Yeah, I
act.
understand.
You have to act. The whole chapter is that. You have to act. And this is beautiful. That, it is giving that information. You act. You don't aloof. People don't eat for months, right? Because they wanted to do tapasya. But devotional service is saying you eat. But you are eating so that you can maintain yourself and serve Krishna, Radharani, nicely. Right?
And that helps soul remove its anartha, the chitta, cleanses chitta.
Yes, this service. So how we can do this, right? You have to act continuously. You have to serve continuously. So how we can serve? We can serve devotees. We can serve temple. We can serve here Bhakti Vriksha activities. We can do many activities which are related to Krishna. What will happen? That will purify us.
So right now the soul is thinking wrong that I am the
Correct. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer.
So once we start doing devotional service, that will change.
Correct. So that will purify, that will change. No, I am not doing for myself. I am doing for Krishna. I am doing for, the God. Yeah.
So that is the change in the consciousness.
That is the change in the consciousness. Krishna consciousness. Making your consciousness Krishna conscious.
Prabhu, how far can it go? In the sense that the doctor suggests, like I went to a doctor, said you should take B12. The B12 has animal sources.
There are some which we don't have.
I asked.
I have.
She said, I don't even know that. Or even she recommended fish oil.
Yeah. So we need to.
And this is not per se to enjoy, but it's something recommended to maintain. To even service.
So Ayurveda says you can take poison also. You know what I'm saying? So yes, if there are really situations like that, then yes, medicine can be taken like that as a medicine. Yes, medicine. But you should try to find. Yes, you should find. Now we tried, right? Like in the case, I had a very hard time while Prem Prada's pregnancy, because now they wanted to give DHA, right? DHA, I tried lot of places, lot of articles, this, that, couldn't find. What is it? Yeah. I checked. What is it? Yeah, no, there is a source. There is a source which is a weeds, which is a vegetarian source. But they have put the capsule, gelatin capsule. So there is. I tried everything, but I went to what is that? The other one, Whole Foods, and what is the other one, which is on the Route 9? Wegmans. Wegmans also got it, and then I bought it. It had very good, but it has one content which is not good for pregnancy: rosemary extract. Then I called them. They said no, we cannot tell you how much is the rosemary extract, the percentage. They said it is very less. I said I wanted to give for my wife pregnancy. They said no, there is another. They have another tablet, but that tablet is gelatin based. And then fortunately, I think we talked with Prabhuji and Mataji, and then we found there is a DHA milk. So we are using DHA milk now, Horizon milk, which is pure vegetarian. Algae weeds. So I'm just giving example. There are options. Yes, there may be some situations, some exceptions that we will not be able to find. Then we need to see, gauge, right? That is what I'm saying.
So people is generated only by bacteria.
actually the real issue. My mother actually had a B12.
I have vegetarian B12. It says it is vegetarian. It is suitable for vegetarian. I can show you. Yeah. Yes. There is. Yeah. And if they have given, and it's a very well-known company, if they have given suitable for vegetarian, it has to be suitable for vegetarian. Otherwise, they will be in trouble. Yeah. No, bacteria is a different story. Our body itself has a lot of bacteria.
That's a different.
Bacteria is a different case. Even
yogurt we eat is
yogurt we eat is bacteria, right?
Even plants, they say they have life.
So, Prabhuji, if we continue on that topic, so suppose the soul comes to know that okay, it is aloof. What is the advantage?
So that we will go the next. But I'll tell you the advantage is that is then you are doing all the actions as a Nishkam Karma Yoga. Once you know, I am not involved in this. If you remember a few weeks back we discussed, right, in 4th chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, that what we need to do, how we will do Nishkam Karma Yoga when you are not thinking about the target, the fruits, phala. But every time we are thinking about phala, consciously or unconsciously, right? Unconsciously. So that this will help us once we know the structure, right? How the soul is acting, how it is aloof. So this is a knowledge, yeah. Then we will know. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Stop it.
Yes. Thank you.